Blog Talk Radio.
Mainstream Mental Health Radio with Dr. John Huber.
What do you think you are, crazy or something? Well, you're not.
We're on a mission from God.
News, issues revolving around mental health. Dr. John Huber, a mental health professional for over 20 years, the chairman for Mainstream Mental Health, a clinical forensic psychologist, and a psychology professor at Texas State University. Breaking the silence of mental health, one day at a time, discussing the human condition, providing a sounding board for mental health issues, and making mental health mainstream.
You got a gift, my friend.
Now it's time for Mainstream Mental Health Radio.
Let the healing begin.
With Dr. John Huber.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mainstream Mental Health Radio Show. I am your host, Dr. John Huber. Thanks very much for listening. We really do appreciate it. We have another fantastic show for you today. Remember to check our website at mainstreammentalhealth.org. Let your friends know about our show, and you can listen to our podcast online. All you got to do is Google Mainstream Mental Health Radio, and we pop right up there, and you can go through it and listen to any of our past shows or this one here. All right. Today we're going to look at some more news stories that are coming out. Again, more technology and how it affects us. Excessive cell phone use may cause anxiety, experts warn. Well, spending too much time on your phone may be causing you to feel stress and anxiety. A ABC News story has come out. The more people use their phone, according to Dr. Nancy Cheever, who spearheaded research on the relationship between cell phone use and anxiety at California State University, told ABC News the more anxious they are about using their phone. So the more you use it, the more you're anxious about it. Cheever's research suggests that phone-induced anxiety operates on a positive feedback loop. So saying that phones keep us in a persistent state of anxiety, and the only relief from this anxiety is to pick up your phone. So it causes the anxiety, and it's a positive feedback loop in that it increases, the anxiety increases, and the only way to deal with the anxiety is to use the tool, the phone, to relieve the anxiety. So it reinforces itself, then it relieves the anxiety, then it reinforces the anxiety. So it's a positive feedback loop. She also warns that there was little known about the long-term effects of phone-induced anxiety and what it can do to your health. Now, if you think about it, the smartphone's only been around roughly 10 years at this point. So we don't really know what's going to happen. And we've seen significant changes in our adolescents, in our young adults over those 10 years. And who knows what's in store for us in the future. So one thing's for certain, according to Dr. Cheever, if you're constantly connected, you're going to feel anxiety. And the more people feel anxiety, that can lead to other things like other mental health issues, whether it's anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, or depression, in addition to other physical problems that can occur. Again, Dr. Cheever's research comes at a time when teens may be on their phones more than 6.5 hours a day, and this is according to the nonprofit organization Common Sense Media. Talking about mental health issues is what we do here, and we're always looking for new information about it. And an organization called 23andMe looks at our genetics and our DNA, and they're currently looking for 25,000 people to study depression and bipolar disorder and how that's reflected in our genes. Now, if you know 23andMe, it's a Google-backed company, and they do at-home DNA testing, and they're looking for people who have this diagnosis to see and maybe determine how our genes actually influence our brain functions in relationship to depression and bipolar disorders. The Milken Institute is the medical research nonprofit, and Lübeck is a drug developer who is trying to study these genetics. And they're looking at symptoms of behaviors and other environmental factors as well associated with bipolar and major depressive disorders. Now, in interviews with CNBC, the company described its goals as finding out how genes influence brain processes like attention and visual perception for those with these conditions. Again, 23andMe is currently recruiting 15,000 people with major depressive disorder and 10,000 people with bipolar disorder to participate in the study. Those who apply must have received a diagnosis from a physician and currently have a prescribed medication and live within the United States. The company is soliciting participants both from its own database of customers who have consented to participate in the research and from other sources such as online forums where people discuss their symptoms. All right, I'd like to remind you that you are listening to Mainstream Mental Health Radio, and I'm Dr. John Huber. So please listen to us and follow our website at mainstreammentalhealth.org. All right, so I have this conversation with my kids all the time about junk food and sugar, and the link between sugar and depression is getting stronger. And what you really should know is, first of all, sugar's in the news right now. It's just about everywhere, and it's not good. From refined sugar and what it does to you physically, how it becomes self-reinforcing, and we start craving it. And the latest is actually a long-term study suggesting that sugar may contribute to depression. Now, the study looks at men, and so they're saying in men in particular, and the results add to a flood of findings linking sugar to a variety of physical and mental health problems. The study tracked the diets and medical conditions of 8,000 people over 22 years. They're all part of a larger study called the Whitehall Study 2, using surveys about diet and doctor's visits completed every few years. By keeping tabs on what the participants ate and the sorts of conditions they were seeing doctors to treat as well, the researchers could then analyze correlations between diet and health outcomes. The one that popped out is that men who consume 67 grams or more of sugar per day were 23% likely than others to be diagnosed with depression in a 5-year period than men who ate 40 grams or less. Now, this is not news as far as, hey, we didn't think this was happening, but we know it's happening, and we know how sugar impacts us physically, and those physical problems have serious mental health issues as well, whether it's untreated diabetes until people are medically fragile and they're losing toes and have peripheral vascular disease and maybe even strokes related to that. So please, let's try to watch what we're doing. Take care of your body. You only get one. All right, 13 reasons why. We've talked about it. I've been on some radio and I-24 talking about 13 reasons why. And new research is showing that because of 13 reasons why, there has been a significant increase in suicide searches online. And, when it comes to that show, 13 Reasons Why on Netflix, many viewers find themselves on either side of the controversial debate. Is it good for suicide prevention, or is it problematic in that it increases suicide issues? And, it's all kind of confusing here. Which one is it? Well, on one end, fans of Bingeable show applaud the series for raising awareness about the tragedy of youth suicide and shedding light on how to spot warning signs of depression or suicidal thoughts. On the other end of the spectrum, mental health experts describe the show as worrisome and problematic and point out how its relatable characters and graphic depiction of suicide can actually pose a health risk for young people already struggling with mental health issues. Now, this new research paper aims to advance the debate using Google search data. It turns out that following the show's premiere in March, online searches for terms related to suicide and suicide awareness and prevention increased, but so did terms related to and associated with suicidal ideation. And those had greater relative upsurge, according to the paper, which was published in the Journal of American Medicine, JAMA, in Internal Medicine on this past Monday. Now, this again is controversial, and we have to pay attention to it. You know, are we feeding the fire, or are we in a situation where, hey, this is actually helping individuals with suicide, and we don't really know where that's going and how that's going to turn out for us. All right, we are listening and on Mainstream Mental Health Radio Show. Again, my name is Dr. John Huber, and appreciate you guys coming out and listening to us today.
Hey, Dr. Huber, it's Ryan.
Hey, Ryan, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
where do I go?
So this is the plan. This guest who we book confirmed, who no-showed, obvious. I think it's unfortunate, and what I'd like to do is, I think we should we have your news. We'll just do pre-record, and we can do the ending right from there as well, like we did last time, and blended it in.
That's
sorry about
great.
this.
Well, let's make sure she didn't
shows.
get tracked down by one of these suicide killers. Or the serial killers.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's the first time we've ever had a guest not show up for an interview, which is highly unusual.
Right.
What I can do is I'll get a guest that can talk about the same topic. I can put it on your calendar. They said tomorrow you're going to be out, but Friday is a little bit better in the morning.
You know, it depends. Christine said Friday. You know, we could just use Christine.
Okay.
Couldn't we?
Maybe we can have. Maybe do you want to have her on your show, and we'll book her for this Friday?
Well, that's what I thought. I thought that's what we were going to do is put her on, or were you going to do just a special?
Oh, I was going to have her on for next week, but yeah, she could be our guest person. But you love the topic, so I want to make sure she can talk about the topic.
Well, I do love the topic. I mean, I'm sure something happened to our guest. I don't think, you know, Ms. Dr. Johnston. I mean, she's been around early '90s. She
yeah.
Something's probably happened, and you know, so I'm sure she may follow up. And if she can do it at a different time, maybe we can just record that. But you know, I'm sure. I mean, whatever you think is best.
I think is we have the news. We should close out, and then what we could do is that to keep the fire going with the relationship with Kristen, we pre-record an interview with her on Friday, and then we'll have her be the featured guest, and then we'll start out right away with that. And then we can.
I think that'd be a good idea because I started to jump into, hey, you know, there's going to be some changes here on Mental Health Radio, and but I'm like, okay, do I say anything about it now? I mean, because I was just thinking of something to fill until you came on, and I just stopped talking. So, but so we could do that and say, hey, you know, we're growing, we're expanding, and we found this great outlet.
It's going to be big.
I think so.
I'm really excited. It's exciting. It's really exciting to see how it's going to go this big. So.
I am excited.
I'd like to hear it. We'll close out the show and continue to go after media. I'll look at some. Let's see what we have in your calendar for right now. Mark, want to know what days would be best? Tuesday.
Let me look at my calendar. Let me see. Okay. Next week. You said Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday?
Yes.
I don't think I have anything scheduled Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. You know, we got our radio stuff we do on Wednesday.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I can move my hospital rounds based on which day is better for them. So.
Okay. You know, if possible, I'd rather just go. The sooner the better. I mean, if you could do it Tuesday, I'd rather go Tuesday because you never know what kind of story he's going to have. Okay.
Right.
Excellent.
Tuesday. Well, you know, I don't think like that, so that's why I'm asking. So yeah, so I'm learning.
Every time there's an opportunity to if there's an opportunity to get you on and the producer says we can offer this date, we always take the first one because we never know what the news cycle is going to bring. Because with this guy Trump, it's incredible. We Mark and I, we know somebody who knows Trump very well, who's like a family friend, and who was on The Apprentice, and we were asking him, so what's going on with the turnaround? He's like, why do you have such high turnaround? He's like, this guy just has a very low tolerance for stuff, and he just wants to, make sure that they have the best people running. So I found that pretty interesting. So it's every time that Trump does something, it's a big news story.
Well, he always makes it that way. He does.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not, he's so brilliant, and people get irritated with him. Whether you like her or not, you have to face the fact he knows me, and he knows how to work it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's changed everything as far as the news goes. Because if he says one thing, he can change. He influences the news cycle, like any one we've ever seen.
Right. So, do you know what they want to talk about on Tuesday then?
I'm not quite sure. I know Mark is directly in contact with them.
That's all right. That's all right.
They're at a point where they like having you on so much that they just want to make sure they can get you. And they're like, well, the world's going to be crazy today. It'll be crazy tomorrow. It'll be crazy on Tuesday. We just want to make sure we have talking about it.
That's cool.
If you're looking at some of the legal stories, a couple psychological legal stories, one of the ones I imagine they're probably going to touch upon is Pete Rose statutory rape case, which looks like that's coming to a head.
Well, I didn't even know he had a case. That's news.
Oh yeah, he's apparently he is accused of statutory rape, and there's going to be a case against him. So
wow. Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
I have to go look that up.
Oh. All right, Dr. Will, I'll put those things in your calendar, and if there's anything else in the meantime, please let us know. Please give Mark and I a call.
Yeah, let me see. What was that? For Friday, again, I have actually a 2 to 3, so I could do a 3 o'clock would be better for me. Unless you want, because she's having flooring put in her office. So before that time for her is not very good. So wow, I told her 2:30 my time. So at 3:30 my time, unless I don't know how long. We only need about a half hour, so I could do
even 20 minutes.
1 o'clock hour. I could do the 1 o'clock hour.
1 o'clock your time, 2 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
Okay, so between 2 and okay, got it.
Yeah, because the 2 to 3, I've got a court order patient in I have to see. So.
Okay, Dr. Hubert, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you again soon.
Awesome, thank you. I appreciate it, Ryan.
Good. All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. That's very well. It's very unfortunate. That's very well.
This is amazing.
Seasons may change, but the reaction to the incredible Great Smoky Mountain views from Pigeon Forge have stayed the same. Whether experiencing new attractions for the first time, like Dollywood's new Dropline ride, or finding new favorites like the Titanic Museum, dozens of shows, the Big Wheel, and more, you'll make memories and see scenic mountain beauty that you'll cherish for years to come. Visit mypigeonforge.com now to plan your trip.